can't live a long time and be pessimistic.
Is that right?
Yeah.
But you have-
you can't be pessimistic about the trend of social justice. I think of the kinds of things that we now abhor that we accepted
For
100
instance?
years ago.
Well, for instance, tell me the story about integration at Indiana University. That is one of those cusp change times.
Well, the integration at Indiana University, I don't know. This university was always open to black students, and some of our most distinguished black alumni were here in the 80s and the 90s and the 1900s. Then came the Ku
You
Klux.
mean the 1880s?
Yeah, 1880s, 1890s, 1900s. Then came the Ku Klux Klan. And the Ku Klux Klan was politically powerful enough that, in my judgment, that the university somehow bowed to some of their demands. But principally, it poisoned the whole public view of things. And so this university was never closed to black students. But we did have segregation of black students. We had, the men couldn't swim in the men's swimming pool, for instance. And they could dine in the commons in the Union, but they had to go to a segregated table. Yeah, the table was marked reserved. They knew what it meant. And they couldn't get their hair cut in the Union, because the barbers said that if to cut black hair, it took a special skill, and they didn't have it, and all these things, many things. Well, we simply did away with all that. We had sometimes had outraged parents who didn't think of in this issue. The university moved ahead of the public, and I think it's fair to say we moved ahead of the public, although the public was not organized and active. One of the things that I don't think is in being lucky or anyplace else. D.C. Stevenson, of course, who was the head of the Klan, claimed he owned the state, and he did to some extent. And just before he got into trouble, having, according to the allegation, raped this gal on the way to Chicago, from which he was put into penitentiary, and then his power was broken. He'd sent down a word to Dr. Bryan that he discovered the university bought books. And he said, I have a publishing company, and you'll buy, from now on in, you'll buy the books from my publishing company and from instead of others. Mm. Well, Dr. Bryan sent back word to him that the university would buy books wherever it had to get what it needed. And I don't know what would have happened if he hadn't taken that trip to Chicago and gotten thrown, going into jail. But that just came at that time.